Tony on my 14. Hey up lads and lasses, how's they doing? Welcome to another video. I have a special mystery guest. You guys probably won't know who he is because he's always behind the camera. It's very rare we see you in front of the camera.
Yes, indeed. Although I am trying to get more in front of the camera now, so we'll see where that goes.
Definitely. So for those of you that don't know, this is Maxon. You may know him as Glitchfan2428.
That's right.
Is that right? He has incredible content on YouTube, and the thing that we're doing today is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and it's literally the sort of thing that you would cover.
Exactly.
We are focusing on buses that are around Leeds, but in particular the guided bus network. We've got 2 guided bus networks here in Leeds. I'm going to try and get a look at both of them and talk about the history. So with that said, sit back, grab some snacks. That's a street deck you can hear. We'll be seeing plenty of those. Enjoy the video.
Yep, we
Cue
hope
intro.
you enjoy it.
Right then, so let's start with Scott Hall Road for our guideways. That's the first network of guideway to open up. I'll go into more detail a bit later on. So we're going to go ahead for number 7, a hybrid. And yeah, I'll probably discuss route history, vehicles, why the guideway exists, things like that, and other quick little things that you might not have known about our guideway system. I'll be covering York Road as well. Depending on how long this section is, it may get split into 2 videos, but it might just be 1 video in 2 parts, we'll see. So our first bus possibly is already waiting. It's 39230 BP11JWJ. Hopefully that's going to start a number 7. There's 7S coming round. I don't want that one just yet. I want to start on a number 7, which hopefully is going to be this one. Cheers. Ta. This is one of the refurbished hybrids. Oh, by refurbished I mean it's had a seat retrim. Hopefully we'll get to ride a hybrid with the original trim inside. This has got the new covers on, as they were starting to wear. I mean, they are 12 years old or so yeah, time for the upgrade. Now while we've got a few minutes here, so this is number 7. Originally this was the number 71 as part of the Peach line on the overground network, but up until around, I think it was May 2011, just after the first batch of hybrids came, the network was all renumbered, so that you had the 35, the 45, you had a 47 and a 71. You also had an X35 at peak times. You had a few journeys on the morning coming into Leeds and a few going back out at tea time. So yeah, so the 71 was like the main one that was running every 10 to 15 minutes during the week. That was the Peach line. That got renumbered to the 7. That was the main one, as part of the 7 series rebrand. So the other routes, 35 became the 7A, which was about every 20 to 30 minutes, and the 45 became the 7S, the S for Shadwell, the A for Woodley, S for Shadwell. And then the X35 became the X7. So you had 7, 7A, 7S, X7, all part of the 7 series. Right, and off we go. So this bus I'm going to catch up to King Lane. That is the location of the first park and ride site in Leeds. From now I'll tell you a little bit of the history before we catch the next bus from there. So these vehicles are Volvo B50Hs, the first generations after the pre-production ones, prototypes that I've sampled in London on the Gemini 1 body. So these are on the right Gemini 2 body. Like I said, they are 60 plates, they are the old D5K engines, and they basically are set up like a coach. They've got a semi-automatic gearbox because when they stop on occasion the engine will cut out and it'll switch to electric mode, and thus saving diesel when it sets off, because you use more diesel accelerating from a stop. So there's a 35% fuel saving on these just from them using the electric mode when setting off. Let's see if I'll do it at some point and I'll try and capture it. Thank you very much, Matt. So there we have it, there's 39230. That's now going to continue up to Brimley Park, which is over in that direction. And this right here is officially the first park and ride site for Leeds. There, off he goes. And then in yonder is another one going into Leeds. We'll get onto that in a second. So yes, this is King Lane Park and Ride. This opened in around 1995. So the idea back then was when Yorkshire Rider was running services along here, before all this opened, obviously car usership was increasing and congestion was increasing, and they needed to find a solution to keep the buses running to time. So they thought, why don't we try something a little different, a little unconventional? We've got bus lanes, but sometimes, you know, you get cars that like to drive in the bus lanes and stuff like this, and thought, well, how can we combat that idea? So they went over to Germany and took an idea from there, because they have a guided bus network over there. So I thought, okay, that's interesting, we'll give that a go. So I bet you guys are wondering, so Steady, why have a guideway at all? Why don't you use a conventional bus lane? They work just as well. They do, however, there are some motorists that think that they can use the bus lane and get away with it, you know, car motorists and the likes. So the guideway is essentially a way to make sure that unauthorised vehicles, their words not mine, don't actually use it. You have to be a guided vehicle to use it because of the curbs on the side. Cars are too small, they'll fall into the middle, and trucks are too large. What about normal buses? Well, yes, you could get a conventional bus down a guideway, however, without the guide wheels on the side, you risk bashing the side panels and the front and the rear off the curbs. You have to be extremely precise to drive down it, whereas the guide wheels take that difficulty away, and all you have to do is just use the accelerator and the brakes, and you know, keep hold of the steering wheel just to keep the vehicle steady as it traverses through. So now conveniently for Leeds, it's built on old tram lines, which all closed between like the 50s and the 60s. So it basically reuses the old tram lines that used to travel along Scotto Road and York Road as well. We'll get onto that separately, because you know the tram lines are built to the same width, so basically built on top of them. Boom, guideway, easy. There's a Woodley bound 7A there, that's about to loop round here, pull up over there and loop back round and go back on to Woodley. Ours is on its way in. And this one's 39234. Thank you very much. Thank you. So there we go, 39234 is on its way into Leeds. I'm going to cross over to that bus stop there because that is in the guideway. We're going to get a bus in the guideway. So yeah, so you can see here how the curb is raised up. So I'm going to get a shot of the next bus coming in from curb level so you get an idea of how easy it is to board the bus from here. Say if you're less able to walk, if you're a wheelchair user, if you've got a pushchair, what have you, because the design it so the height of the curb is in line with the platform of the bus when you step across. And before they got the vehicles for the guideway, they did get one, like a one-off I suppose, on the end of the K-Reg batch, and it was numbered 8635, it was 61113 I think, and that one was registered as K1YRL. And that was basically going to be like the prototype vehicle for the guideway. It had the new spec inside, the new cushions, they designed a new moquette for it. It had tinted windows, things like that. It was basically the trial bus to make sure that everything worked as it should. Now, to do that, before we have a guideway, you kind of got to go send it somewhere that has got a guideway. And that's where Germany came in. They sent 8635 over to Germany to trial on their guideway systems to see how everything worked and to make sure that the bus fits and things like that before they put it for further tests here on our guideways when ours were built. So it was obviously a huge success, and thus we got the L-Reg batch of Scania Striders. Another thing you'll notice as well with the guideway is the textured paving. So like the line you should stand behind here to say, you know, there's a drop there, so for blind folk, when they come to here with a stick, they know not to pass that bit. But they've got the textured one this way, so they know to stand here and the bus should be directly in front and they should just walk across and straight on the bus. 7S here. I'd want to get a 7A again, just for King Lane, that's all. I want to get back up to King Lane again. There it goes. 39235. Hey up. Da. Thank you very much. So I've got off at the stop before the parking ride. There's lots of that I want to actually show you guys. And as far as I know, to my knowledge, Leeds is the only place that does this on the guideway systems. Which may prove difficult to actually get. I'll figure something out in a minute. But my point is, the traffic lights on the guideways, whether it be crossings or like at the end of the guideway where there's priority given to the buses, you don't have your traditional red, amber, green. What you have instead is a red and an amber, and then, if I can show you, this new light that they've designed just for the guideway. And as far as I know, it's only here in Leeds, because I don't think anywhere else has this. So the thing I just wanted to show you, I can't show you yet until this bus actually comes in. So here is 39204 arriving at the bus stop. I'm going to get an epic shot as well as it comes in. So I'm going to cut away to now. So yeah, the thing about what I'm trying to show you is bus priority exists. So if I spin round, traffic lights are on red. The other lights should, yeah, I'm going to say the other lights should change. Detected the bus. Now watch these lights. There you go. As far as I know, no one else has that special light. Right, so because I watched that 7 come in and leave, the 7A that's next to come in is the one we've just come up on. So we're going to jump back on 39235. And they're just going to get back off on Scotter Road where we got off earlier. And I'm going to try and aim for a 7S because we haven't done a 7S yet. So there we are. There. Down. We'll go upstairs this time. So yeah, they installed the priority system on the end of the guideways, so that when the bus approaches, the lights for the bus change from green, and the bus can get on its way. Right, so I've just actually jumped off at Moortown Corner instead, because the 7S that's coming up from Leeds is one that we had earlier. It's 39230, I think that's one of the ones we started on. So instead what I'm going to do is change here and get the one that's going into Leeds, because that was 39226, and I'm trying to get a hybrid that's still got the old seating, because the three that we've had have all been retrimmed. So yeah, the idea is to try and show you what the original interior looked like and compare it to the one that we've got now. So I've got like 10 minutes or something like that. I might just walk around the corner to the stop before, where it's a bit less busy, and I can tell you about the vehicles since the Striders that have used the Scott Hall Road guideway. So yeah, so we got this batch of Striders back in '95 to go with the brand new guideways, and there was the promise of new vehicles every so many years. So come 1998 we got another fleet of Scanias, this time with right bus bodywork. They were low floor buggy friendly. They were the right access ultra lows. Similar engines. They had the ZF gearbox instead of the Voifs, but they essentially replaced the Striders on the Scott Hall guideway. So they all arrived in first Barbie livery with little Superbus fleet names over the front wheel arches, and still carried the Yorkshire Rider fleet numbers. I think they were 84s numbers, something like that. And they wouldn't see any new buses until around 2008, 10 years later, with the introduction of B7 hourly Right Eclipse Urbans Euro 4 vehicles. They gained the new fleet numbering systems. There were 693s, and obviously the Scanias, the Ultralows, hello hybrid, they were renumbered to the 610s. So they basically modernised the fleet even more, but buses are still getting rather busy as more people were using the guideway. And so a few years later, in 2011, well no, hold on, in 2010, they were looking at hybrid vehicles, and they wanted to increase capacity on those services, on the Scott Hall Road services. So they looked at getting BK10 MGV, I believe it was, which was numbered 39200, which was the demonstrator. Kind of a very nice livery actually. So that came and did a few duties during the day on a very specific board, I believe, and they were basically seeing how it coped with the hills, how much fuel saving it saved and things like that, because obviously the technology was brand new at the time. And so with the success of the demonstration, the trial, they ordered 6 Right Eclipse Gemini 2 44B5LHs, 60 plates, 39201 to 206. They looked a little bit like this. Note how the delivery has changed. We now have silver buses to make them stand out from the rest of the vehicles in the fleet. And with the new vehicles, they launched this promotion, which I'm kind of glad that I found because I've been looking for this. Thought they've all disappeared. This is when they introduced the 7 series. So 7 good reasons: serves our Woodley, Meanwood, Moortown, Scott Hall, Shadwell and Car Manor. Buses were up to every 5 minutes. Increased capacity, double deckers, increased comfort, leather seats. Hybrid buses using 30% less fuel. Sorry, I misquoted that, I said 35. Reducing CO2 by 40%, and the King Lane Park and Ride. They even had the dynamo hybrid power, which you can still see on some of the vehicles today. They're on the doors at the bottom, and the rear panel next to the rear window downstairs. One of the ones that haven't had it painted over, so you can still see that. So yeah, so these were phased in gradually. They came with the silver base livery, and they had the magenta skirt and then the willow leaves over the top, over the lower deck windows at the back. And then first ordered some more of them, they knew they were going to, and then they split the rest between Leeds and Manchester. So Manchester carried on with 39207 to 220 for their predominantly the 17 and 18 services. They came on 61 plates, they came around September, and then ours came around the same time, slightly earlier, August, 39221 to 236 on 11 plates. And then first ran a little competition. Well, I'll say competition. They wanted to do something really special with these vehicles, so with the first 6 they got in touch with local primary schools and asked to suggest names for these buses, you know, for people who were from Leeds. It's obviously the Leeds vehicles. And so the first 6 were named. There they are. And then a couple of years later, then they got in touch with the public. They said, right, we've named these vehicles, we want to name the rest of our vehicles. What names can you think of? And so some more names were thought up. There were a little discrepancy with Jane Tomlinson originally. They didn't get in touch with the family to ask for permission to put Jane Tomlinson's name on, so that was removed, but they got that sorted for the next round of naming, and she got her name back on another bus. And then I should mention also with, I think it was 39225, it was named Jimmy Savile, and then the whole thing with him came about, and the name was quickly removed. So yeah, and here we are. They went through 2 livery changes. They went into greener Leeds around 2013 when the Olympia livery came in, and then obviously now Leeds City, and now they're getting the little retrims. So that's brought you up to speed on the history and the vehicles regarding the Scott Hall Guideway. Which times nicely for our 7S 39226. Dynamo. Hey, we alright? And no video for Steady.
Film here then, and then we'll just do.
Thank you very much, Matt. There we have it. That's going to conclude the Scott Hall Road section. I didn't get to find a hybrid with the old seats in them. So on screen now is a little comparison of them both. Hello, Red. So yeah, I'm either going to split this up and you're going to get 2 videos, or stay tuned for part 2. We'll see. Outroing. Right, well this is not exactly the outro I was hoping for, but unfortunately Maxon's got like 4 minutes to get down to the coach station for his coach back. So this is your outro from us.
Assuming that they depart on time and not early.
Yeah, and here's your promised street deck with 35510.
So you're gonna have to beep that one out.
I'll use a street deck to bleep it, I've got it already covered. So yeah, good luck getting your coach. Thank you for joining today.
Very welcome, man. So
And straight down that road where them lights are. Yeah, get off the road.
To the right there.
Yeah.
Okay. And then turn left.
Yeah, just follow it left.
Okay, thanks. See ya.
See you later.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.